Good afternoon, good evening. This is Michael Kopko down on Straight Wharf. We're introducing a new feature here on the program called Vox Pop. We're going to be talking to human beings about themselves. Over the years on Nantucket, I've always found that there's more to visitors to the island than meets the eye very often. I've found myself judging books by their cover and found myself to be very wrong. So we're going to find out just who's coming out to the island to see us. And I think we're going to be in for a few surprises. So stay tuned.
My name's Rob Ondo, O-N-D-O.
Rob, where do you come from?
I live in Needham,
Needham, Mass?
but I originally grew up in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. What brought you to the East Coast from Cleveland?
I graduated from the Cleveland Institute of Art. I was sign painting in Cleveland and I did a few years apprenticeship under some Russian guy who was a master at the gold leaf and hand lettering, and then decided to go to Cleveland Institute of Art, get my degree. And I came out to the East Coast because there's more of the hand carved signs, gold leaf, more of the what do you call it, crafty kind of stuff, or what am I looking for? The word rustic in the sense for signs. So I came out here.
Right, is the gold leafing process, it's a pretty complicated process.
Oh yeah, it's something you have to sort of learn from somebody. You can go to school, but a lot of the guys that go to school with us, who go to, there's a sign school called Butera in Boston, they take up all that kind of stuff. But when they come to the sign business, when they come into working with us, they really don't know what's going on. So it's kind of neat to learn that from somebody, somebody who was a master at it.
And how does this Russian master of signs end up in Cleveland? Or he was in Boston?
Yeah, no,
actually?
he was in Cleveland. That's what I studied under, kind of like. And then I came out here with the trade and stuff I learned from him, and I work for a sign company in Waltham now.
And what about, have you noticed the signs here on the island?
Oh yeah, there's so many nice ones. The great sign company here, I can't remember its name, but all I know it's down near going towards Surfside. They do awesome hand-carved stuff. And all the stuff here, all this work, I mean, the Gold Nugget's a real beautiful sign right there. There's on this whole island, they're all really nice stuff, hand-carved. So there's a lot of good artisans doing the work, I tell you that.
And are you doing signs for a living, basically?
Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
And how does it work? How does your business actually work? People come to you, you advertise?
Well, being in Boston, around that area, it's a lot of stuff is done through the fax. The architects come up with their idea and design, and they just want something fabricated. They say, do the work. So a lot of times there's creativity if you get to do it yourself, you know. A lot of times it isn't. It's part of the whole art process, as well as you probably know. Is
right.
You know, somebody designs it, somebody fabricates it, somebody pays for it.
And is there, I know with a lot of artists, there's sort of a half of what you do that's to pay the bills, and then another half of what you do for yourself. Is there an element of that to your sign making too?
Yeah.
You do wood carving and stuff for
your... Yeah, you do it for yourself, and you're doing it for money, but the reward is doing something. As a matter of fact, right now, there's at our sign business, the company I work for, there's a computer router now. And I'm starting to see it in a lot of the hand-carved signs, like two G's will look just too much alike. And no matter and they'll call them hand-carved. Where I now still I like to leave the marks in the words and not make them perfect so that they look hand-carved. Actually, I make them rougher than they were before. I used to spend the time sanding them to make them look good. Now today I try to keep them choppy so it looks like something that's hand-carved, because
right.
The computer world has taken over so much, even to the point of the hand-carved, they don't look hand-carved. But they're beautiful. I mean, it's like I've seen a few on this island that I don't think they're hand-carved signs. But so I try to put that element into it to keep the artistic part of it.
And what about quarter boards? Are you familiar with the quarter board tradition also?
No,
the sort of long, thin signs that go on boats.
Oh no, yeah, I know that. I've never done that. I've never worked on that. Never done that. But it's all the same. It's still hand carved. So a lot of those are all hand done. They're nice.
Now, what about the gold leafing process? That's something I think a lot of people don't know about. What can you tell us about that?
Well, there's two different kinds. There's the surface gild. That's when you do it on the wood signs. There's a varnish, a slow size they call it. It's a varnishy kind of paint that is applied to the surface of the wood or inside the cut of the letter, and that has to sit for a few hours, like almost 24 hours before it gets tacky. It's a lot of varnish in it. When it's at a tacky point of, like, you rub your knuckle over it and your knuckle kind of bounces, you're ready to apply the gold. Then there's the water guild. That's when you do gold leaf on the windows, like you'd see at the bank or something. There's a black cast shadow. Well, that's applied with water. Water and a gelatin capsule. There's a lot to it, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll need to go into that because that's kind of the secret of it.
Right. Oh, I see.
But that's applied with water. So you have glass, gold, and paint.
Right, now you say there's an element of secret to it. What can you just tell us about what the secrecy is about?
Well, I guess it's about knowing how to put it on the... Anybody could probably do this, as long as you can get a book on how to do it. I think there's not really an element of secrecy. It's just knowing how to do it and applying the gold to the window to get a nice shiny gold, to make it look a little more perfect.
Is it real gold?
Well, it's 22 karat gold. A whole ounce of gold to cover a car if you pound it thin enough.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I mean, gold leaf actually is, especially when you do the window leaf, you can actually see through it until there's an element of paint, another medium put on the back so that the light stops the light traveling through it.
Right.
And that's when you get the mirrored, you can see the reflected. Boy, actually, I just got a bug in my mouth. Suck that baby right in.
It's a healthy bug. It's out here at
High
30 miles out at sea. It's got no toxins in it whatsoever.
Yeah, so I came out here to run the Cranberry Classic. That's besides the signs, I came out here to run. Did that race yesterday in
Great.
54 minutes.
How'd you do?
54.
And how'd you place?
Oh, I don't. There was 200 runners. There was actually less runners because of the rain, but I don't know what my place was. All I know is I did better time than I did last time. So.
And we're going to see you next year at the Cranberry Classic?
bet.
Very good. It's good to talk to you. Thanks for talking to us.
No problem. You guys have fun. Remember, have fun.